the reason why decent men turn into bad boys. Now, these guys were decent guys at one point, right? They weren't this bad boy, a hole, playing woman and playing a field, and they were actually good guys. They were decent guys that just would have rather had one chick, you know what I'm saying? That would have rather had one woman to be called theirs, his ride or die, what have you. Somewhere along the line, that little facade, his good boy type of deal that he had, I called it a facade. Not really a facade, but his whole attitude of being a good boy, being this good Samaritan and doing whatever it takes to be this upstanding citizen. At some point, unfortunately, that got demolished. It got devastated. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get into it. First of all, this is Tarik Talks. I am Tarik. Glad you guys could have joined me because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate it. So, how does a decent guy turn into an F-boy? How does he turn into a bad boy, a a-hole, whatever you want to call it, whatever, type of name that you want to call it or euphemism that you want to attach to it? Like I said, at some point, this young man, he took that outstanding citizen role. He took that outstanding citizen route. And let's get it clear. Some guys, due to their environment, they grow up savage. So not every dude that growing up is decent. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys out here just grow up savages. They see what it is from an early age and they adapt to their environment. But I'm talking for the vast majority, on just the average, these guys grow up, okay? And they weren't blessed with these super genetic looks. They weren't blessed with those looks, and they just weren't blessed with that type of charisma, so to speak, for females to just gravitate to them. And they didn't have that popularity, charisma, whatever you want to call it. They're what you will call average guys. And these guys, they would have to work just a tad bit harder for a female's attention because she wasn't trying to get up with him just for no reason, right? She didn't see any value, so to speak. So he was just the average guy, right? So all this time, he has it in his head, from the movies and from what his mama told him and his female relatives. They were telling him, hey, look, if you want a young lady, buy her flowers and just compliment her, tell her how gorgeous she is and tell her this and that. So they follow this advice. They're decent guys and they have no problem doing that. They have no problem being respectful towards young ladies. So they do that, right? And they notice that, hey, look, they get somewhat strung along. And in the beginning, they probably don't realize it. But as time goes on, the moment that they realize that they're being strung along, this is the exact moment that it happens, is when they see another guy that is not doing all that nice stuff, is not being this upstanding citizen and this upstanding gentleman, right? They see him get with her. And then she starts complaining about him and she talks about how he broke her heart and how she just wishes she could find a good guy. And this whole time, this dude has been getting strung along by this female because she was leading him on to believe that she was actually interested in him. Because let's be honest, let's be honest on some Drake type of shit, if a young lady is hanging out with you, giggling, texting with you, spending the phone at night. Now I'm talking, this is mainly when the guy is younger, right? They're gonna be cupcaking on the phone, talking till the morning. The young man is going to get mixed signals. He's going to think she is actually interested in him. She knows that she's not. She is having fun playing with this dude's emotions, playing with this dude's, mind, playing mind games with him. And the young man, he's doing everything with her except for being intimate, right? He might get a little peck on the cheek or something of that nature. But other than that, it's pretty much the same dynamic as a girlfriend and boyfriend minus the intimacy, right? She keeps telling him stuff like, no, like not now, and I'm not ready for this. Maybe further down the line, she feeds him bait. What this is doing is she gives him a little bait just for him to hang on, just to keep him reeled in, right? And like I said, the defining moment where he turns into that so-called bad boy is when he sees the guy that's not doing none of that. And this, let's say he's the team jock, right? He's a football star. Okay, now let's just be honest. These guys are not the most kindest and not the most gentlemanly of guys that you could find. Okay, but at the same time, that nice guy, that decent guy, he finds out that she's been messing with him intimately, right? He's gonna hear through the grapevine, like, on some Marvin Gaye type of shit. Heard it through the grapevine. Hey, look, Sally, she's been messing with Larry, or Ray Ray, as y'all would love to call him. She was messing with Ray Ray on the football team. And in your head, you're thinking, wow, this whole time she's been talking to me, sending me Snapchats. I know I'm talking to y'all young cats over here. I'm using modern terms, sending me these cute Snapchats, and we've been holding hands and going to the movies and all that, and I ain't even never got intimate. Then come to this same guy, he finds out that Sally was messing with Larry over here this whole time. She's been giving herself to him. And you notice that she's actually crying. Like, you notice that her emotions are fully into him. She's crying, she's doing a whole 9 yards. She's constantly talking about him. At that very moment, that same decent guy, that same nice guy turns into a complete monster. Okay, he turns into a complete animal. From then on out, he starts hitting the gym, right? He starts getting his drip on point, having that F-boy drip. From this point on, he's not doing all that cutesy, cuddly, rolling out red carpet type of stuff, right? He stops doing all of that. And then from then on, he starts his rampage. And ladies, if you're watching this, and I know a lot of y'all are, if you're watching from behind the bushes, I know you is, from behind the shadows, just know when you do that type of stuff, when you're younger, that let's just be honest, a lot of these chicks don't look at a lot of men as even human beings. And when I say that, I mean they do not mind playing with a dude's emotions. They don't care. They think shit is sweet. They're like, oh, I got all these guys trying to flirt with me and whatnot. I don't care if I lead Billy here on, because guess what? He's sending me cute Snapchat messages and he making me feel good. Ladies, trust and believe your karma will come. Because just like that guy that you played, that's going to happen to you. It is going to come in the form of an F-boy, a form of a dog, a player. You feel what I'm saying? And those guys, somewhere down the line, they were decent guys that would rather have been, good, upstanding city, that would have rather have treated young ladies with respect. But further that, somewhere down the line, he got effed over, and now you're going to pay the consequences for it. Yes, I am a firm believer of karma. You dig? And if you are playing these guys, you're thinking this shit is sweet. You think, hey, you feeling on top of the world because you're getting all type of attention from Tom, Larry, and Junebug, all of them folks. You are in for a rude awakening, because it is going to bite you in the butt further down the line. Karma is 360. It's going to catch up. And those same guys that you were playing in the past, guess what? At some point, they stop being that nice guy. They stop being, their heart turned black. Their heart turned cold. Like Amarion said, I got an ice box where my heart used to be. And, I know I'm using a lot of song lyrics, but guess where these lyrics come from? They come from real life. You guys know that Omarion, I got an ice box where my heart used to be. That is a lot of these bad boys' story right there. They used to have a kind and warm heart. At some point, that mug froze all the way over, sub-zero, fatality, right? Their heart is not there no more. It's cold, it's damp, it's dark. It's no more love. And this is how a lot of guys get turned into players because unfortunately they deal with the wrong chick and they get done dirty. They get done super dirty, right? Because you can't, we're all humans. We're all humans. And I know this whole alpha rhetoric of, oh, men are these stoic, blah, blah, blah. Yes, which is very true. But a young man that got his heart broke like that, but you can't, like, I don't care how stoic you is and how alpha, whatever the hell, as a young man, you get played that bad, you get strung along, you thinking this girl is into you. You're thinking she is romantically into you. She's talking to you like she is. She's on the phone with you for hours like she is. She sends you cute little text messages, cute Snapchats and TikToks. You know, you youngsters, I'm still talking about y'all youngsters. Come to find out, she messed with Larry down the block, you know, on the football team, the a-hole or the dope boy. She messed with him within a matter of a week or so, and she fell in love. She fell hard in love with him. You know, that really messes a young man up. And young people like that, it stays with them. It stays with them for a long time. And look, I don't condone any dude being an a-hole, you know, being this callous, pump and dump type of guy. But let's just be honest, they are out there. They are out there, and once upon a time, they were innocent, they were good young men. But the world, you know, the world and the bad side of female nature corrupted them. And one of the worst things that could happen to a young man, and also young ladies too, because that's how they turn out to be, that's how they grow up to be emotionally damaged, is dealing with these bad boys. So like I said, it's full 360, but I'm talking about my fellas. And that's just how them dudes grow up to be these callous a-holes. And it's unfortunate, but it does happen, and the cycle needs to be broke. And with that being said, let me know if you like this video. Peace.